Hi, students. This is Donna, the tutor. I'd like to work with you today on creating a resume or improving a resume that you already have. I'm going to work through this resume template that I downloaded through a Microsoft Office type application. So that if you go into Microsoft Office or to Office Libre, you should be able to find some type of resume template that you can use, or you can also just follow this along. If you send me an email or text me as you're able to through Remind, I will send a copy of this to you also. So the first thing you want to do is um, have your contact information, your first and last name, your address, your phone number, your email account, and a LinkedIn profile if you have one, and any other social media that you might use. I would encourage you to use your professional social media, and note that prospective employers will research social media, to including your personal social media, to capture your who you are as a person. So the purpose of a resume, remember, is to um, land or locate an interview. Uh, the purpose of the interview is to secure the new position. So this new position could be a promotion at work, or it could be a new job in another company. So this resume template uses the first and last name in very large font. It's actually 35 point. It doesn't need to be quite that big. You could make it a little smaller if you'd like, but the purpose is so that the hiring official or hiring committee will notice you. The next portion is to establish your objective for um, for the resume. So you'll want to briefly state what your objective is in securing a new position. I would encourage you not to use generic language, or language that doesn't succinctly state what you want. Um, the next categories are experience and education. Now, some people have greater experience and they might want to start with their experience. Other people have a higher education, and so you could also start with your education. It depends on which is more higher regarded, for per your personal experiences, either your work experience or your education. With your experience, you'll want to include the dates from and to. I would encourage you, for the most part, to stick with the years of employment. Um, and then you'll include your job title. And notice here how they have a different font and color. You want to do something and follow the same style throughout your resume, so that your job titles are prominent somehow. You'll want to briefly describe your responsibilities and achievements. Keep your examples short, and you can also use bullet points for your responsibilities. Your bullet points are located here at the top of the screen. You'll see the Microsoft Office ribbon. These are where all of your functions are for the document that you're created. And these um, small dots here, and here's arrows, etc. These are what we call bullets. So you can choose whichever bullet that you prefer. I would encourage you to perhaps stick with one of the more conservative bullet points, especially if the company that you're applying at is a conservative company. Remember also that if the position has ended, to change your verb tenses from present tense to past tense so that they fall in line with a past event. Also, remember to use strong verbs to indicate your responsibilities. I will come back with another video and show you a list of strong verbs, but some of the ones that you could use would be created, responsible for, managed, produced, um, administered. These are some examples of strong verbs. So for the education portion, you'll start with your most recent or highest degree and include the month of, and year that you graduated, the degree title, the name of the college or university or school, and also include the city and state. And I should have said this also for the company that you worked for. Include the city and state, and if it's relevant to you, then the country in which you were employed. And the same for your education. Include any honors that you received, and if your GPA or your grade point average, that's what GPA stands for, was over a 3.5, include that GPA. Summarize your coursework briefly to include so that it will fit within the job description that you're applying for. And then below here is a list of skills. So you'll want to again include the skills that are relevant to the position that you're applying for. These skills could also be shifted upward to be in front of or above rather experience. So that's another position for them. But again, notice how they use bullet points to indicate these strengths. So you can also do that. They use a green color here, which goes along with the degree and title in education and the job title in their experience. The last category would be your activities. I would keep these activities to your professional activities, particularly those activities that are relevant to the job position that you're applying for. So if you volunteered, for instance, and you volunteered as an accountant during tax preparation season to help senior citizens file their taxes, for instance, and you are applying as an accountant, then that would be an excellent activity to include on your resume. If you helped somehow in some other organization that is connected somehow to your experience, then include that. But if you volunteered as a chaperone at your child's school or something like that, you'd probably just want to leave that off. Unless you had a prominent role as that chaperone, perhaps you led some kind of presentation or something like that at the location of for the field trip. Um, if you have any publications, professional publications, I would encourage you to include those. Anything that you had published in a professional or academic journal, any certificates that you have, any certifications, whether as a certified public accountant or registered nurse, any of those things. If you speak multiple languages, which many of you do, include those languages and your proficiency level in those languages. Many of you speak multiple languages, so be sure to include those languages. I'll show you another video to explain what a cover letter, or more formally called a application letter to you in another video. But we'll stop for now. Thank you.